Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon, and today's video, like usual, this is like a Fu Xuan more tuned to Fu Xuan review after I using more than a week. And yeah, I will give my opinion, and instead I just do a normal review. Usually I take one discussion, which our discussion is that Fu Xuan as an unpopular character, which is true because if you compare the popularity, lose from Dungeon Imitator only and even lose from Jingliu, most of people don't even want to pull for Fu Xuan because they saving for Jingliu. But she turned out to be very useful, even some of say broken, and yeah, so she turned out to be even must pull for her or like even better than Locha. Let's find out though. So let's reviewing her from pros and cons though. Like after I using more than a week, how I feel about her. This is my pros and cons. The first pros that I feel about Fu Xuan is that I already feel like directly she is better than Gepard, even though both of them preservation, but I feel like Fu Xuan as a preservation is a lot more flexible, a lot more coverage compared than a Gepard. Gepard is not bad in overall, but she's very dependent on ultimate. So if she cannot get the ultimate on time, then that's where the party will suffer though. Especially also the main weakness if the enemy keep attacking the same person. Let's say they keep attacking Sela. Like yeah, your Sela's shield is gone, but probably other shields still remain in there. So it feels waste because it's not kinda spread out. But compared to Fu Xuan's basically kinda damage mitigation. So whatever that they hit to all the enemy, it will kinda have split, and then some of them will mitigate into Fu Xuan, right? So it feels like more comfortable, it feels more flexible, and also when you use your ultimate or you get your stack, if your Fu Xuan below like 50%, it will heal again. So it's basically a very good mechanism where that it cover from the burst itself that have healing utility, and the skill also that have the mitigation ability, which is it feels that you don't really have to depend on certain things compared to Gepard that only one, which is burst that or ultimate, which is I feel it's not really comfortable. And second, Fu Xuan is not about like sustaining you or not only like become as a tanker, but she also buff you, increase your max HP, also give you critical rate though, which is it's pretty good. I think on level 10 it's 12%, which is not bad. You can invest more in critical damage though, because you already get buff like 12% for crit rate, which is you don't have in other preservation. And also she has like nice addition, which is she can resist to crowd control or CC per using the skill. So whenever you use the skill, it will refresh, which is a nice addition for me, although not as good as Locha that can cover until like remove buff, but this still feels like nice addition. And third, she easily solo sustain in MOC, especially if you ask, because MOC usually not really long turn, and we also have limited turn, so we cannot go too long. If that's the case like that, Fu Xuan actually very good in solo sustain. Like I tried like in every MOC stage, I don't even feel any trouble to dying in MOC. Compared even to Bailu, I even feels like Fu Xuan a lot more stable compared to Bailu itself. And lastly, it's very easy to build. Basically what build, it doesn't matter as long it's regarding HP or defense or speed is already very good for your Fu Xuan itself. So you can just mix and match. Let's say you want like 2 pieces of messenger, which is increased speed, and you want to pair with 2 pieces of the disciple, which is increased match HP. That's also fine. You want to mix between disciple with the 2 pieces of knight of purity, which is increased defense. That's also can though. If you want a little bit offensive, you can put like 2 pieces of the quantum set one. Also can. So basically it's just very whatever. And regarding for the mindset, even very comfy though. You only need to stack everything in HP, 1 defense, and it's very depends if you want more HP or you want more speed. Also that's can. It just depends on your party rotation itself, which is just very comfy though for your build in Fu Xuan. I built Fu Xuan a lot faster than other characters just because how comfy to build for her though. Like so easy. For the banner and the link rope set, there's actually 2 options that very good, which is the plate of the edgeless because increase the max HP and also will increase your attack of your party by 8%, which is good though. And also broken kill is pretty good also. When you meet your certain effect resist, you can increase all the party critical damage, which is good. As for Lycon, basically also she has like wide range coverage. You can even use the 3-star one, which is Amber, as long you can superimpose 5. Like literally in MOC 10, I have my showcase, she survived it to only level 70 even though that's ridiculous though. And either you can use the Lando choice, and of course the best one for the free-to-play is the Herta shop one. And yeah, that's already very good enough though as a tank though. But of course the best one is the signature Lycon. That's the good part about Fu Xuan. Now when you talk about the cons about her is that first, she probably suffering the long-term game modes. So far we don't have yet because Swarm and MOC right now relatively not last that long. But maybe in the future we have modes that last very long turn, let's say 20-30 turns, that probably she will suffer. Just because the main gimmick of Fu Xuan itself, it's still not healing. It's still like damage mitigation. Damage mitigation means like you still lose damage over time, right? Yeah, I also agree that in bursts or ultimate, that if you get the stack and Fu Xuan damage, HP below 50%, she will heal, and she will also heal a little bit to another party, but again, it's only very little bit. If it lasts like very long, eventually they will lose their HP, right? So how much that Fu Xuan that can tank, but if it's way too long, I think she will die in the end, and other party also will die though. So because of that, I don't think she can last with the very long-term game mode. Although for current mode, she really doesn't really struggle because it's not really that long. And second, I just realized in here, basically when I play like Swarm and like a lot of simulated universe, I finally find the biggest weakness of Fu Xuan as a tank, which is she cannot take so much like AoE damage rapidly. Because I just realized damage mitigation works similar like damage split. So if she receives too much damage from the entire party, it will accumulate too much to her. So if they keep attacking AoE like in like a turn like 2 or 3 times, she probably will very struggle in there though. So yeah, I think the main weakness of her is that she cannot really fight with the enemy that attack AoE or like to her entire party. And if they attack like too much in one turn, that's where Fu Xuan will struggle. If they only attack once, like AoE but once, probably still okay. But if they attack 2 times, that's where Fu Xuan will struggle though. Because although you can heal back, but again, it reduces your stack, right? That means it's very dimensional. Like if they keep doing that every turn, you have to get your ultimate every single turn, which is quite hard to make like every single turn. And lastly, although Fu Xuan capability to resist crowd control, basically the mechanism work when she do a skill, she can resist once crowd control from the enemy, and when she use skill again, it will reset again. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But if you compare to Luocha Clean's mechanic, where he can even like resist crowd control, can remove debuff from the enemy itself, but can also remove buff from the enemy itself. So if they already buff the attack, he can basically remove it, so it feels like we take lesser damage. So it feels more versatile compared to Fu Xuan, although Fu Xuan is good, but not as versatile as Luocha. So let's move to our discussion. Although Fu Xuan technically not a popular character, but is it actually she turned out to be a must pull? In my opinion, term of must pull is quite hard to judge because in the end, it's very dependent on our account progression. In my case of Fu Xuan, she is must pull for me because I don't have Luocha, and I already said in my Danheng video, I'm struggle so much in clearing MOC because I'm not struggle in terms of damage, I'm struggling in terms of survivability. I only have Bilo that can solo sustain. Other than that, I'm suffer though. Like Jeopard in my Natasha is not enough to keep me survive. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just have a bad build or whatever, but it's just like Jeopard, it's not enough, at least for me. So because of that, getting Fu Xuan, it's literally a lifesaver for me. It's literally fixed my account though. After I got Balu and I get Fu Xuan, I feel everything become a lot easy. Even like Swarm, I can do the double system with Balu and Fu Xuan. It feels a lot more stable. I don't know why. I just feel she fixed my account. However, if you have different account progression in a different situation than me, then it will give the value of Fu Xuan become different again though. I think it's better for me to make it short and just highlight first. If you don't have Luocha or Bailu, then getting Fu Xuan is very recommend, or at least you don't have like 2 reliable Susan. If you still insist that you say, okay, Jeopard and Natasha is still very good as a reliable Susan, then sure, but at least you have like at least 2 of them. If you don't have 2 of them, then getting Fu Xuan is very recommended though, just because it really helps you. Because I will say Fu Xuan is very comfy, the damage mitigation really help you a lot, and also when Fu Xuan HP below 50, it heal again. So basically your Fu Xuan will never die though, especially if the turn is not last that long. She basically immortal for like. However, if you already have Luocha and you have even Bailu in the same time, both of them, then Fu Xuan value is kinda go down. Because I already say that Luocha is very good as a solo sustain, even Bailu is not bad. So yeah, although you want to replace your Bailu with Fu Xuan, it will feel better, feel more comfy, but it's not feel like very important. It just turned out to be like nice to have, but you don't have to get it. So to make it more simple, if you still wonder of my version, what is the best like sustain character or kind of healer tank like character, that the one that help with your survivability, I will rank first is Luocha. I think Luocha is still best among everything because the best essence of him that he's healed though. So you can last very long. So that means you will recover your HP. Also, he can like remove buff from the enemy. Also cleanse you. It's more versatile though. It feels just he cover like everything. That's why I already say before, watch it kind of must pull though. Second position is Fu Xuan. As I told you before, that Fu Xuan is not just become a very good tank. She also can give buff to your entire party for the max HP and give you also crit rate. And also that she can resist the crowd control once where you use the skill, which is very nice addition. Make it like become a second position because she's relatively more stable than other like solo system beasts. And at third position, I will give to Bailo because Bailo in the end, yeah, some people say the RNG healing sometimes is kind of bad. Yeah, I agree. But I don't think it's very super bad because in fact that she heal a lot also, that's also kind of can cover from the bed. Also Bailo have the feature that can revive like our party that die for like once only, but still very good like lifesaver for our like let's say MOC, because that's very useful. And yeah, I feel it's very nice feature. Her like burst or ultimate also can reduce damage taken, which is that's pretty good though. She's still possible to solo sustain, although not as consistent as Luocha or Fu Xuan. And for position, I will give to Gepard. I will already say that Gepard is not bad tank at all because the shield also pretty thick, and also as long you can get the ultimate like on time, then your character will be fine. But again, to get the ultimate on time sometimes is pretty hard or sometimes very RNG, so it's very less consistent compared to another like Bailo, Luocha or even Fu Xuan, because if they don't keep attacking also Gepard, I mean you regenerate less energy. If they keep attacking the same person, that means your kind of shield like spread will be very bad, because let's say they keep attacking Tingyun until your Tingyun shield already gone and they still keep attacking Tingyun, that means your Tingyun will die. And let's say your other party like Celeste still have the shield, that means it's very like waste of your shield and you end up dying. So it's very depends on your enemy attacking RNG. If the RNG is very bad, that means your Gepard also will struggle though. So yeah, that's pretty much just it though with my review about Fu Xuan and all of the sustain like character. I feel like Fu Xuan still have give you a lot of value if you really need a sustain character, especially you don't have Luocha. I feel like he's still very useful for you though. However, you don't feel like FOMO or you feel like missing out because they already this soon on 1.5 the name is I believe Wowo. He also like abundant, so I believe also she also a healer, right? And I don't think the coming character will be bad because I think Honkai style pattern, they will not make any bad character. It's very different than Genshin. They will make every character will look good though. I think they learn from Genshin. They don't want to make another future character looks bad. So I believe Wowo even good though. So if you kinda cannot get Fu Xuan, then get Wowo though in the next one. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.